I'm down at the beach at Hastings. It's the day after the big storm that we've had called the Beast from the East. It's been cold, it's been snowy, it's been icy, and it's been difficult to get about and do a day's work. What prompted me to come down here today was a news item that I saw on the television yesterday about the guys that work the boats here. It just showed how difficult it was to get out in the boats when the weather is poor, and what a difficult job fishing is, and how tough really you have to be to do that sort of work. It made me think of a scripture, a bit from the Bible, from the Gospel of Matthew, where Jesus goes and meets some fishermen on the beach, and it goes like this. As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon called Peter and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. "Come follow me," Jesus said, "and I will send you out to fish for people." At once they left their nets and followed him. Going on from there, he saw two other brothers, James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John. They were in a boat with their father Zebedee, preparing their nets. Jesus called them, and immediately they left their boat and their father and followed him. The question I want us to think about is, what sort of person was Jesus to make these tough fishermen leave everything, leave their livelihood, and follow him? What struck me was the part where it says James and John immediately left their boats and their father and followed him. What sort of person must Jesus have been to have this influence on these tough fishermen? I wonder what I might have done in the same situation. I've got my phone and my wallet in my pocket. But what about my car over in the car park? Would I have time to park it up somewhere safe where I wouldn't get a ticket? What about my family, my friends, my job, my plans for the future? Are there things that I'm holding on to so tightly that they would stop me from walking off along the beach with Jesus if he turned up here right now? We're reading up a little bit about this, and people have put it like this. When Jesus turns up, there are those who are curious, they're interested, they want to know what's going on. But when Jesus asks them to let go of something they're holding on to, they can't, or they won't give it up, and they walk away. But some of the curious are convinced, they get it, they understand. To those around them, it seems that they are following Jesus, but when he puts a finger upon something in their life and asks them to let go of it or give it up for him, they can't do it. They're holding on so tightly, they do nothing, and they're left standing on the beach. Finally, there are those like Simon, Andrew, James and John. They're convinced and they commit. They're prepared and willing to give up and sacrifice whatever Jesus asks of them and head out with him along the beach on an amazing adventure. Finally, there's a word of caution. Fishing's a tough job, especially on a week like this when the temperature hasn't risen above zero. It's dangerous, there's no guarantee of a steady income, no guarantees of a future. You can read the story of Simon, Andrew, James and John, who became Jesus' disciples in the New Testament. They had a tough time following Jesus. At one point they even decided to go back to fishing because it was an easier option. Jesus never promised anyone that it would be easy to follow him, but he did promise that he would be with us always.